Good afternoon, class. So let us start in the Article 1 entitled Declaration of Policy, the coverage Section 1 of Republic Act No. 4670, the Magna Carta for Public School Teachers declares the policy and principles underlying the law. It recognizes the essential role of teachers in national development and aims to improve their social and economic status. The key points include 1. Recognition of teachers acknowledges the important contributions of teachers to society and their role in shaping the future. 2. Security of tenure ensures that qualified teachers are protected from unjust dismissals, promoting stability in the teaching profession. 3. Promotion of the teaching profession encourages professional growth and advancement opportunities for teachers, emphasizing the importance of continuous improvement. 4. Social and economic status strives to improve the social and economic conditions of teachers by providing fair compensation, benefits, and privileges. 5. Protection of teachers' rights guarantees teachers' rights to self-organization, collective bargaining, and grievance procedures, ensuring their voices are heard. 6. Professionalism and ethical standards promotes professionalism and upholds ethical standards among teachers, emphasizing integrity and professional conduct. In summary, Section 1 establishes a policy framework that recognizes and supports public school teachers, ensuring their rights, welfare, and professional development to enhance the quality of education in the Philippines. Section 2, title, the provisions of this act shall be known and cited as the Magna Carta for Public School Teachers. This section simply specifies the title by which the law is referred to. It establishes that the entire act containing the rights and privileges granted to public school teachers is called the Magna Carta for Public School Teachers. The purpose of naming the law is to provide a clear and recognizable reference to it in legal and educational contexts. The title Magna Carta is derived from the Latin term meaning Great Charter, which has historical significance as a document that guarantees fundamental rights and freedoms. By using this title, the law aims to emphasize the importance and significance of the rights and protections granted to public school teachers under this act. It also reflects the intention of the legislation to provide a comprehensive framework for the welfare and professional development of teachers in the public school system. Now let us proceed to the Article 2, which is the Recruitment and Career Section 3 of RA 4670. Focuses on the qualifications for the recruitment of public school teachers. It establishes the minimum requirements that individuals must meet in order to be eligible for appointment as a public school teacher in the Philippines. The section states that a person must possess the following qualifications. 1. Citizenship. The applicant must be a Filipino citizen. 2. Academic qualifications. The applicant must have obtained a bachelor's degree in education or its equivalent from a recognized college or university. 3. Professional qualifications. The applicant must have a valid professional license or a certificate of registration issued by the Professional Regulation Commission (PRC) as proof of their competence and eligibility to teach. 4. Good moral character. The applicant must exhibit good moral character as attested by the duly authorized school official or a reputable member of the community. In addition to these qualifications, the law also states that preference shall be given to applicants who possess additional qualifications, such as those who have pursued postgraduate studies in education, have teaching experience, or have distinguished themselves in their respective field of specialization. Section 3 of RA 4670 also emphasizes that appointments to teaching positions should be made on the basis of merit and fitness. It prohibits any form of political or religious discrimination in the recruitment process and emphasizes the importance of selecting teachers who have the necessary qualifications and skills to provide quality education. Overall, Section 3 of Republic Act No. 4670 ensures that the recruitment of public school teachers in the Philippines is based on established qualifications and principles of meritocracy, promoting the selection of qualified and competent individuals to serve in the education sector. The next is the Section 4. The probationary period. Section 4 of the Magna Carta for Public School Teachers establishes a probationary period of 3 years for new teachers entering the profession. During this period, the teacher's performance, competence, and moral character are evaluated by the school administration. The probationary teacher enjoys the same rights and benefits as regular teachers. At the end of the probationary period, if the teacher meets the required standards, they may be appointed to a permanent position. However, if they fail to meet the standards, their contract may not be renewed or they may not be appointed permanently. The teacher is entitled to due process in case of non-renewal or termination. Let's move on to the Section 5 Tenure of Office. Section 5 of the Magna Carta for Public School Teachers establishes security of tenure for teachers in the Philippines. It states that teachers cannot be dismissed without just and valid reasons. Before acquiring permanent status, they must undergo a probationary period. Grounds for dismissal include inefficiency, immorality, insubordination, misconduct, and certain criminal offenses. Dismissal must follow due process, including notice, an opportunity to be heard, and a fair investigation. Teachers have the right to appeal decisions through administrative channels. This section ensures job security and fair treatment for public school teachers. Proceeding to the Section 6. Consent for transportation expenses. It states that no teacher shall be transferred from one station to another without his or her consent, except Under certain circumstances, the section emphasizes the importance of considering the welfare and interests of the teacher in any transfer decision. There are key points and provisions of Section 6. First, we have the consent requirement. According to the law, a teacher's transfer from one station, school, to another should not be done without the teacher's consent. Second is exceptions. There are certain situations where a teacher may be transferred even without his or her consent. These exceptions include temporary or emergency assignments. A teacher may be temporarily transferred to another station to fill a vacant position or address an urgent need. Promotions or reorganization. Transfers may be made as part of a promotion or reorganization process within the education system. Educational exchanges or tours. Transfers may be allowed for the purpose of educational exchanges or tours, either locally or internationally. Health or safety reasons. Transfers may be necessary for the teacher's health or safety as determined by competent medical authorities. Follows by the consultation and notice. In cases where a teacher's transfer is being considered, the school authorities are required to consult the teacher concerned and provide written notice at least 1 month prior to the intended transfer. The notice should include the reasons for the transfer, and the teacher has the right to respond in writing. The fourth is the transfer allowances. The law also stipulates that teachers who are transferred to a station that requires them to change their residence shall be paid transfer allowances as authorized by existing regulations. The purpose of Section 6 is to protect the rights of public school teachers and ensure that any transfer decisions are made with their consent and with due consideration to their welfare. It provides a safeguard against arbitrary or unfair transfers that may disrupt a teacher's personal and professional life. The next is Section 7, Code of Professional Conduct for Teachers. The Code of Professional Conduct for Teachers outlined in Section 7 of the Magna Carta for Public School Teachers establishes the ethical standards that teachers in the Philippines should follow. The key points include dedication to the teaching profession, love, respect, and sympathy for students, promotion of learning, cultivation of moral and spiritual values, commitment to professional growth, collegiality and collaboration, fostering a positive and supportive school environment, integrity and ethical conduct, respect for human rights and accountability. This code ensures that teachers maintain professionalism, provide quality education, and contribute to the overall well-being and success of their students. In the Section 8, the safeguards and disciplinary procedure. For you to further understand the Section 8, in Section 8 of the Magna Carta for Public School Teachers, also known as Republic Act No. 4670, outlines the safeguards and disciplinary procedures for public school teachers in the Philippines. The key provisions include ensuring due process, providing notice and hearing, allowing the right to counsel, allowing teachers to confront witnesses and present evidence, rendering a written decision with reasons, and providing the right to appeal. These safeguards aim to protect the rights of teachers, promote fairness and transparency in disciplinary proceedings, and maintain a professional working environment in the public education system. Moving on to Section 9, which is the administrative charges. The initial hearing for administrative charges against a teacher will be conducted by a committee. This committee will be led by the corresponding school superintendent of the division or an authorized representative with a minimum rank of a division supervisor, serving as the chairman. Additionally, a representative from the local teachers organization or, if unavailable, from the provincial or national teachers organization, along with the division supervisor, will be selected by the director of public schools to join the committee. The committee must present its findings and recommendations to the director of public schools within 30 days following the conclusion of the hearings. However, if the school superintendent is the complainant or a concerned party, the Secretary of Education will appoint all committee members. Let us move to the Section 10. No discrimination. From the title itself, no discrimination is understandable already, but to further explain, this section emphasizes that no public school teacher shall be subjected to any form of discrimination or unfair treatment based on various factors. The purpose of this provision is to ensure equal treatment and opportunities for all public school teachers, regardless of their personal characteristics or circumstances. It prohibits discrimination based on factors such as gender, civil status, age, ethnic or national origin, disability, religion, political affiliation, and sexual orientation, among others. By including this provision in the Magna Carta for Public School Teachers, the law recognizes the importance of upholding the rights and dignity of teachers in the education system. It aims to promote a conducive and inclusive environment where teachers can perform their duties effectively without fear of discrimination. Furthermore, this section establishes a legal framework to address and prevent any instances of discrimination that may arise. It serves as a means for teachers to seek recourse if they believe they have been subjected to unfair treatment based on any of the protected factors mentioned in the law. In summary, Section 10 of the Magna Carta for Public School Teachers reinforces the principle of non-discrimination and aims to protect teachers from any form of unfair treatment based on various factors, thereby promoting equal opportunities and a supportive working environment for educators. Moving on to the Section 11. Married teachers. This section recognizes the importance of protecting the rights and interests of teachers who are married. Under this section, married teachers are entitled to certain benefits and considerations. These include the following: dual compensation. Married teachers have the right to receive separate compensation if both spouses are employed as teachers in the Public school system. This means that each spouse should be entitled to their individual salary and benefits. Transfer consideration. In cases where both spouses are teachers and they request for a transfer to a station where they can be together, the law encourages the authorities to consider such requests favorably. This provision aims to promote family unity by allowing married teachers to work in close proximity to each other. Leave privileges. Married teachers are entitled to leave privileges in cases of sickness or death in the family. This recognizes the need for teachers to attend to their family responsibilities during challenging times. Overall, Section 11 of the Magna Carta for public school teachers acknowledges and protects the rights of married teachers by ensuring fair compensation, considering their requests for transfers, and granting leave privileges when necessary. The intention is to support healthy work-life balance for married teachers and to promote family well-being within the public school system. Now let's proceed to the Section 12. Academic freedom. It states that teachers shall enjoy academic freedom in the discharge of their professional duties, particularly in the areas of teaching, research, and publication. This means that teachers have the right to freely express their opinions and ideas in the classroom, engage in research activities, and publish their findings without fear of retribution or censorship. It is important to note, however, that this academic freedom should be exercised with a sense of responsibility and within the bounds of professional ethics. The provision also emphasizes that academic freedom does not give teachers the right to indoctrinate their students with their personal beliefs or to propagate doctrines that are subversive to the state. Teachers must remain impartial and objective in their teaching, and teachers upholds the right of teachers to academic freedom and encourages them to exercise it responsibly while maintaining professional integrity. This section, the regular teaching hours of public school teachers should not exceed 6 hours a day or 36 hours a week. This limit applies to actual classroom instruction and does not include other school-related activities, such as lesson preparation, grading papers, or extracurricular. Ensuring a reasonable workload and adequate time for rest and preparation. It emphasizes the importance of maintaining the quality of education by preventing excessive teaching hours that may lead to teacher fatigue and compromise instructional effectiveness. Furthermore, the law recognizes that there may be circumstances that require teachers to render additional hours beyond the regular teaching load. In such cases, teachers should be teaching hours, promoting a healthy work-life balance, and ensuring the delivery of quality education. Recognize the efforts and sacrifices made by teachers in certain challenging or specialized situations. Moving on to Section 15. Criteria for salaries. This section provides guidelines and factors that should be taken into consideration when determining the salaries of teachers. There is the academic qualifications and professional training of teachers. Factors such as degrees earned, certifications, and additional training relevant to teaching are taken into account. Experience and length of service. The years of teaching experience and the length of service of a teacher are effectiveness, innovation in pedagogy, research contributions, and professional development activities are taken into account to determine comparable salaries. It emphasizes the principle of equal pay for equal work and seeks to avoid disparities in compensation based on arbitrary outlines the provisions regarding the determination and adjustment of teachers' salaries. The section emphasizes that the salary scale for public school teachers should be determined by law or by appropriate authority. It highlights the importance of providing a just and equitable compensation system for teachers based on their qualifications, experience, and responsibilities. Furthermore, Section 16 stipulates that salary adjustments should be made periodically to ensure that teachers' compensation remains competitive and commensurate with their contributions to education. B is to ensure that public school teachers receive fair and reasonable compensation for their dedication and service to the education system. Y. Public school teachers should be based on their qualifications, experience, and performance. It promotes the idea that teachers who possess higher advocates for equality in the salary scale of teachers, emphasizing the importance of considering qualifications, experience, and performance in public school teachers to help them cope with the rising cost of living. The COLA is a form of additional financial assistance given to public school teachers to offset the impact of inflation on their purchasing power. It acknowledges that the cost of basic necessities and living expenses public school teachers in an amount deemed appropriate by the legislature or authorized government agency. This amount is based on the prevailing importance of providing teachers with reasonable compensation that keeps pace with economic fluctuations, thereby acknowledging the vital role they work environment, which may significantly impact their ability to fulfill their teaching duties effectively. The special hardship allowance is intended to provide additional financial support to teachers who face extraordinary difficulties in their assigned areas of service. These difficulties can arise due to factors such as geographical location, unfavorable climatic conditions, lack of basic amenities, or other adverse faced by teachers working in such challenging circumstances. By providing a special hardship allowance, the law aims to compensate these teachers. Banknotes and coins, which are accepted as valid and lawful means of payment. This provision ensures that public school teachers are paid their salaries in a tangible and universally accepted form that holds value within the country's economic system. It safeguards the teacher's right to receive their wages in a reliable and widely recognized medium of exchange, eliminating the possibility of payment in forms that may not hold equal of teachers' earnings by stipulating that no deductions shall be made from their salaries, except those authorized by law or by the teachers. Written consent. The purpose of this provision is to safeguard the financial rights and welfare of public school teachers. It prevents any. 21 of the Magna Carta for public school teachers ensures that teachers' salaries are protected from any deductions that are not in line with. Regarding their compensation, Article 4, Health Measures and Injury Benefits Section 22, Medical Examination and Treatment Section 22 ensures the medical well-being of public school teachers. It requires teachers to undergo medical examinations before and periodically during their service to temporarily suspended. During the suspension, they are entitled to half of their salary. Teachers have the right to receive free medical and dental treatment in government hospitals and clinics. If they choose to seek treatment for private practitioners, they may be reimbursed for the expenses incurred, subject to DepEd regulations. In summary, Section 22 of the Magna Carta for public school teachers guarantees regular medical examinations for teachers, provides measures to protect the health of students and teachers, and ensures access to medical treatment, both in public facilities and private clinics. Section 23. Compensation for injuries. According to this section, if a public school teacher suffers an injury while performing official duties or by reason of their employment, they are entitled to receive compensation. The compensation covers both physical injuries and illnesses that result from their work responsibilities. The exact compensation and benefits depend on the severity of the injury or illness. If a injury or illness is deemed to be a total and permanent disability, the teacher is entitled to receive a disability benefit equal to their monthly salary, subject to certain limitations. This benefit is meant to provide ongoing financial support for the teacher who can no longer continue working due to the disability. In cases where the injury or illness is deemed to be partial or temporary, the teacher is entitled to receive medical and hospitalization benefits, including necessary treatments, medications, and hospital expenses. The teacher's actual expenses related to the injury or illness, as verified by medical professionals, are reimbursed under this provision. It is important to note that the exact details and procedures for availing compensation and benefits are further defined by the implementing rules and regulations of the Magna Carta for public school teachers. These rules provide more specific guidelines on how teachers can claim compensation, the required documentation, and the process for evaluating the extent of injuries or illnesses. Overall, Section 23 of the Magna Carta for public school teachers ensures that teachers are provided with financial support and benefits in the event of injuries or illnesses resulting from their work, aiming to protect their well-being and maintain their quality of life. Article versus Leave and Retirement Benefits Section 24. Study Leave Section 24 of the Magna Carta for public school teachers. Republic Act 4670 addresses study leave for public school teachers. This provision allows teachers to temporarily leave their regular teaching duties to engage in further studies, research, or training programs related to their field. Study leave aims to support teachers' professional growth and enhance the quality of education. The eligibility, purpose, duration, approval process, and financial considerations of study leave are determined by the governing educational authority. It can be granted with or without pay, depending on the policies in place. Overall, study leave provides teachers with opportunities for continuous learning and development in their profession. Section 25. Indefinite leave. Section 25 of the Magna Carta for public school teachers, Republic Act 4670, discusses the provision for indefinite leave for teachers. This section allows teachers to take extended absences from their duties under specific circumstances. Indefinite leave may be granted for reasons such as illness or incapacity. Less than 25 years, the salary increase is equivalent to 25% of their current monthly salary. 2. For teachers with 25 years or more of service but Section 29. National Teachers Organizations. This section recognizes and acknowledges the importance of national teachers organizations in representing the interests and welfare of public school teachers at the national level. Under this provision, national teachers organizations are given the right to participate in matters that affect public school teachers. They have the authority to voice their concerns, provide inputs, and contribute to discussions and decision-making processes related to educational policies, reforms, and regulations. Furthermore, national teachers organizations are entitled to be represented in various educational bodies and committees. These organizations can appoint representatives to participate in discussions and deliberations concerning teacher-related matters, ensuring that the voices of public school teachers are heard and considered. Section 29 highlights the significance of national teachers organizations as key stakeholders in shaping education policies and advocating for the welfare and professional development of public school teachers. It recognizes their role in fostering collaboration between teachers, educational institutions, and government agencies, ultimately working towards the betterment of the education system as a whole. Article 7. Administration and Enforcement. Section 30. Rules and Regulations. This section provides guidance on how the provisions of the Magna Carta should be carried out and enforced. The purpose of including rules and regulations is to provide specific guidelines and instructions for various aspects related to public school teachers' rights, privileges, and responsibilities. These rules and regulations aim to ensure uniformity and consistency in The implementation of the Magna Carta across different schools and educational institutions. By outlining the rules and regulations, the law seeks to clarify any ambiguities and establish a standardized framework for addressing concerns and issues related to public school teachers. It also serves as a reference for teachers, school administrators, and other stakeholders to understand the procedures and processes involved in the enforcement of the Magna Carta. Section 31. Budgetary Estimates. Section 31 of the Magna Carta for Public School Teachers, Republic Act 4670, focuses on budgetary estimates. It states that the Department of Education, DepEd, is responsible for preparing and submitting budgetary estimates for public school teachers, taking into account the rates and standards set in the Magna Carta and other relevant laws. The estimates should cover salaries, benefits, allowances, and other entitlements. The DepEd considers recommendations from teachers' organizations and concerned parties. During the preparation process, the budgetary estimates are then reviewed and approved by the Department of Budget and Management (DBM). Once approved, the estimates serve as the basis for allocating funds to support the implementation of the Magna Carta's provisions for public school teachers. The aim of this section is to ensure that public school teachers receive the necessary financial support and resources they are entitled to. Section 32. Penal provisions. Penal provisions refer to the specified penalties or punishments that can be imposed on individuals who violate the provisions of the law. In the context of the Magna Carta for public school teachers, Section 32 outlines the penalties for offenses committed by public school teachers. It states that any teacher found guilty of committing an offense under the law may be subject to disciplinary action, including but not limited to reprimand, suspension, withholding of salary increase, and dismissal from service. The specific penalties imposed on a teacher will depend on the gravity and nature of the offense committed. The law grants the appropriate administrative bodies or authorities, such as the Department of Education or the Civil Service Commission, the power to conduct investigations, hearings, and impose the corresponding penalties. It is important to note that the penal provisions aim to maintain discipline and uphold professional standards among public school teachers. By outlining the potential penalties for violations, the law seeks to ensure accountability and protect the rights and welfare of both teachers and students within the education system. Section 33. Repealing clauses. Repealing clauses essentially indicate which provisions or sections of previous laws are revoked or abolished by the enactment of the new law. In the context of the Magna Carta for public school teachers, Section 33 specifies the clauses within Article 7 that are being repealed or rendered null and void. This means that the provisions listed in this section are no longer applicable or in effect once the Magna Carta for public school teachers comes into force. To fully understand the specific clauses being repealed, it would be necessary to refer to the actual text of Republic Act 4670 and compare it with the provisions of the previous law or laws mentioned in Section 33. Without access to the specific content of Article 7 and the repealed clauses, I cannot provide a detailed explanation of the provisions being repealed. Section 34. Separability clauses. The purpose of a separability clause is to ensure that if any part or provision of a law is declared invalid or unconstitutional, the remaining parts or provisions will still remain in effect. In the context of the Magna Carta for public school teachers, Section 34 serves as a safeguard to preserve the law's integrity and continuity in the event that a court or authority declares any specific provision or section of the law as invalid. This means that if any part of the Magna Carta for public school in legislation is common practice to avoid the entire law being invalidated due to a single unconstitutional provision, it ensures that the legislative intent and the protections provided to public school teachers, as outlined in the Magna Carta, can still be upheld and enforced even if specific provisions are found to be flawed. In summary, Section 34's separability clause in the Magna Carta for public school teachers serves as soon as it is approved in accordance with Article 7 of Republic Act 4670, also known as the Magna Carta for public school teachers. In simpler terms, this means that the Act will be enforced and implemented once it has been officially approved following the processes outlined in Article 7 of the Magna Carta for public school teachers. The reference to the Magna Carta for public school teachers indicates that the Act being discussed is the necessary approval procedures. I hope you have learned something in my discussion. Thank you for listening. That could be all. God bless.